Four wives. It is a topic that sparks the interest of so many people in this day and age. Let me share with you a story about a man who had four wives and the outcome of having such a lifestyle. As for his fourth wife, he adorned her in splendor, gave her whatever gold could touch, garments of grace, houses of grandeur, and feasts fit for a queen. Every hour he had to spare, every strength that he could muster, he spent on his fourth wife. He didn't just meet her once, he drowned them in excess and gave her a life of living in nothing but abundance. The best restaurants, the best cars, living in the grandest house that he could afford, the best clothes, and any indulgence that she desired. Yet, despite giving her all of these indulgences and despite giving her everything she could possibly desire and wish for, he was always afraid that one day, and on the back of his mind, he could almost sense that it was a certainty that one day she was going to disappear on him. As for his third wife, she was his entrusted pride, and he displayed her to the world openly with honor. He never concealed her brilliance, nor would he ever dare to try and dim her light. Rather, he stood beside her in awe and reverence. In every gathering, every meeting, he would speak of her with a soul-deep pride, showing her off constantly without fail. "Look at what I have," he would say. The irony, though, is that even though he was showing her off to the world, not concealing her from anybody, he was always afraid that one day she would run off with another man, that she would leave him and end up with somebody else. As for his second wife, no matter how deep his worries, no matter how much stress he endured, no matter how many problems he faced in the world, trials and challenges, he never feared drowning because he knew that he could always rely on his second wife. She was the calm shore that would help him through any problem and support him through any difficulty that he may face. She knew his flaws, she knew of his fears, and yet would be the unwavering support regardless of what he faced, regardless of what he did. But with his second wife, he was always worried that there may arise that one issue, that one problem that even she could not help him through, that even she could not support him overcome it. As for his first wife, he barely paid her any heed. She moved through his world like a shadow cast by her own longing. Once she was the center of his gaze, now she was the silence between his footsteps. He no longer saw her. Not out of malice, but neglect, born out of heedlessness and forgetfulness and distractions, the distractions that he faced as a result of his other wives. Eventually, she spoke less, not because she had nothing to say, but because she realized she was speaking into naught but silence. Her husband was not listening. One day, this man receives the news that his end is near. He has a sickness, a terminal sickness, and he has a very short time left to live. That he will leave this finite world and move towards the infinite world to come. As such, this strickens him to the core, and in his state of anxiety, in his state of anguish, he runs to his fourth wife. She is the one to which he spared no expense. She is the one that he lavished. She is the one that he gave her every single indulgence that she could desire. His time, his money, his effort, his attention, everything was given to his fourth wife. And he gives her the news and says, "Look, my dear, my end is near. I am afraid I've provided so much for you. I've given you everything that your heart could possibly desire. You have lived like a queen, the best house, the best cars, the best clothes, the best food. Everything was provided for you. My every attention was given to you. Will you please come with me on this journey?" And she says, "What? To the next world? To the next dimension of existence? Absolutely not." And she disappears on him. And you can imagine, after having spent all his time and all his effort and all his focus on her, what did this did to him. And it creates this darkness within his heart and this regret within his heart of everything that he spent on her. She just disappeared without a second thought. In this stricken state, he runs to his third wife and he says to her, "Look, I was so proud of you. I was so honored to be with you. I was showing you off to everybody. I was showing your brilliance. I was showing your light. I was showing your value and worth to everyone. I am dying and I am afraid to take this journey into the next world. Will you please come with me on this journey? She says, what? Leave this world? Leave this dunya? Absolutely not. And she runs off to another man. Now he is suffering profoundly. He's in a state of absolute desperation, overwhelmed with sorrow. And then he remembers his second wife is always there for him, regardless of what problem he has. And he goes and informs her about his plight, about his situation and circumstances. And she says to him, my dear, I can do whatever you need me to do. I can support you in any way, shape or form, as long as it's bound to this realm, as long as it's bound to the material world. But I cannot journey with you to the next world. I cannot help you in this regard. I cannot support you here. The most that I can do is just to make sure that the funeral is done correctly, the body is washed, enshrouded properly, and that you are buried in a proper manner. And we can pray for you. We can recite some Quran for you. But other than that, there's nothing that I can do. Now the man is engulfed in sorrow, drowning in grief, stricken. And when he thinks that he has nobody else to turn to, when he believes that he is now lost, he will have to make this journey on his own, terror emanating from his heart, he hears the most frailest of voices, a whimper in the dark. And that whimper calls out to him and says,
I will come with you, my love, for I will follow you anywhere.
And he turns to see this frail woman, weak, malnourished, not out of inability, but the effect of being barred from the light of a companion soul. You can tell that she's been living in a state of isolation. You can tell that she's been living in a state in which nobody cared for her. Nobody was her companion. Nobody paid any attention to her needs and her wants. His first wife. And she repeated, I will follow you anywhere, my love. Now the man is grief-stricken, not because of his journey per se, but that he has neglected the only one that is willing to journey with him, to take this journey with him. And he is full of regret. You see, dear brothers, we all have 4 wives. As for our 4th wife, it is our ego. It is our desires. It is the part of us that seduces our attention and drains our resources. The Nafs. We pamper with treasures and hours alike, convinced that if we feed it enough, it will bring us peace. We spend fortunes and days trying to quiet its endless hunger, forgetting that it was never meant to be our master. But when our time in this material world comes to an end, it will disappear. Suddenly we will have clarity. That's why we are told in our tradition, enough is the self as a reckoner on that day, because the ego, the passions, the desires will no longer veil and cloak the heart from seeing reality and understanding what our true purpose is in this world. As for our 3rd wife, it is our wealth. It is the property that we own, the assets that we have, the wealth that we have accumulated. When we die, we do not take it with us. They will simply be given to somebody else for somebody else to enjoy and to indulge in. We want to show off our grand homes, our luxurious cars, believing that such displays will elevate our prestige and status. But in the end, they will just go to somebody else, run off with another man. As for our 2nd wife, it is all of those people that are closest to you, your closest family and friends, those that will do anything for you in this world, help you through any problem and any trial and any difficulty in this world. But it is restricted to this world. They cannot journey with you and help you with the trials and tribulations and challenges that will come in the grave, nor when we are resurrected on the gathering, nor through the judgment, nor when we have to pass over that bridge. The most that they can do for you is make sure that you are taken care of, your body is taken care of and lowered into the earth with dignity and honor. As for our 1st wife, it is our ruh, our soul, that metaphysical heart. And if we neglect it, if we do not nourish it, if we do not empower it, then that is what we will take with us to the next dimension of existence. That is what comes along with you. It is the light of the heart that will contend for you at the moment of death. It is the light of the heart, the empowerment of the heart, the state of the heart that will contend for you in the grave, the trials and challenges, in the grave. And it is the heart, the light of the heart, the empowered heart that will contend for you on the gathering, on judgment, and when we are passing that bridge. So we must make sure that we take care of our spiritual reality. We have to consciously make an effort to know and to remember of its existence so that we nourish it with our faith, so that we nourish it with our good deeds, with our righteousness, with our piety, with our being a benefit to those around us.
دائم استغفر الله استغفر